And I always was a leader, and pretty good at it too. Didn't lead them in the best things all the time. it was pretty good at it.
Right. So what do you think, if you had to define leadership, what would you say? If you had to tell us what was a leader, what should we look for in a leader?
In a leader? Well, in order to lead, number one, you got to know what you're doing and who you lead and where you want to take them to, because the leader is always a challenge. If you're a leader, there's always somebody down at the bottom wants to be a leader too. And you got to be strong and you got to be smart to be a leader. And anything, and lead people in the wrong way, you got to be smart, because somebody can always challenge you. And then you got to be able to get people to follow you and listen to you and believe in you. If they believe in you, they're going to follow you. If they don't believe in you, they might be one to challenge you. But you got to be able to get people to believe in you, and you got to be able to, whatever you're teaching or leading the people, you got to know what you're doing. You can't be just guessing and think. If somebody else get up there and answer more questions than you and tell them a better way to do it, then they're going to become the leader, and you're going to become a follower. And once you become a leader, you got to try and stay up at the top to stay being a leader. And that takes a little planning on what you want to do. You may be a leader on the ball team. You may be a leader in the group that just talks. You may be a leader that goes different places. You want to go one way and you go another way. But that way you be a leader, you got to be able to get people to follow you and believe in what you're going to do. The way you're going to do it is right. And that's the way it is. That's the same thing as King. King was a great leader. People believed in him. They believed that what he was doing was right, so we will follow him. They followed him all over Alabama, all over Selma and everything. That's one of the places that made him a good leader, because he had the followers. Muhammad was a good leader too. A lot of people follow him too.
So when did you first see yourself as a leader?
As a young boy. Early as a young boy. I know that people would ask me what to do, follow me, and I tell them they believe it, and they would do it. Even in school, I could get elected to practice anything I wanted to. If I wanted to be elected to it, I just tell them I'll be elected to it. Why? I tell them why, and then that's good enough. Whether I did a good job or not, I can't guarantee you on that. But they would take a chance with me.
So how was it being the class? You said when were you a class president in school? Where was
the president? We call the president of the what was it during that time? The president of the it was not the class. It was the whole school.
Student council.
Student council. That's the word I was looking for. Student council. I'm president of the student council.
What types of things did you have to do when you were student council? You just had to lead meetings or something like that?
We go to meetings and things we're going to do to improve the school, and things that we needed to do to improve ourselves, and in your grade, it depended upon your grades and your attendance, and it's supposed to be your behavior, but I don't know how I got to be. It's supposed to be your behavior also, but I got to be beside that, and those are some of the things that they please on. Most of the time, I was always the smallest one too. I was always 90% of the time I was always the smallest one, but I was the most vocal one out here and loud. I can speak loud. I can talk loud too. I can talk, especially if I'm right. If I'm wrong, I'll try and go to sleep a little bit. But if I'm right, I can really talk loud. Really talk loud. See, and you're surrounded, and your people determine what you want to be and how you're going to be. Like when I was in elementary school, my brother was in the same class, and most of the people around from my house was in the same class. They knew me from all over. So if I want to be something, they say, "Hey, let Rump do it. Let Rump do it." And if they said I was pretty smart, and say he could handle it, and I would go on and do it. You see, and become whatever it was to become. I missed a lot of opportunities, I guess, but some of them I did take advantage of, and went on to become successful in some of them.